Hey
Great.
everybody, it is TKIF, Thank Campus Friday, and as you know here on KEMPIRE Radio, we love to celebrate up-and-coming artists. And when I heard this next artist on on online, I was just dumbfounded at how amazing her voice is. I mean, I heard her voice and chills went down my spine. Shout out to that grape juice for just turning us on to really, really great talent across the pond. Please welcome to TKIF, Rachel Kerr. Welcome.
Oh, hey, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much because we know it's late.
I,
Oh, we appreciate you taking the time out. First of all, we love singers, and we love, of course, our European family over there as well. First of all,
oh,
Rachel,
thank you.
people are just going to get, be introduced. Some people will be just introduced to you for the very first time here. But how did this journey begin for Rachel Kerr?
Oh, wow. It actually began a long time ago. I'm from a really small town in England called Warsaw, and my dad is a very well-known kind of gospel singer. My family kind of were raised and born in the church, and I'm from the old school kind of Pentecostal church where before you can even talk, they put you on the altar to sing. So I was singing from a very young age, but it's funny because I actually went to university to study law and was en route to becoming a lawyer, and music pretty much abruptly made itself known in my life, and it really just took off, so I had to go down the music route. But it started a long time ago in a small town called Warsaw.
What happened exactly? I know you went off to become a lawyer. What
Wow.
turned you in another direction?
I remember, it's funny you say that, I remember being in the meeting rooms at lunchtime and not understanding how I had this feeling of overwhelming frustration, a bit of frustration. Like I couldn't understand why. I felt like I was really frustrated and stifled. And I'd be on the phone to my auntie most lunchtime saying, it just doesn't feel right. I don't feel like I'm doing what I know I'm meant to do. And it's funny, when I really kind of thought, okay, what is it I'm meant to do? And, you pray about it and you really think, what am I supposed to be doing? That certain doors start to open. And then I realised, okay, this is what I'm meant to be doing, music. And literally, doors started opening before I even got a chance to put myself out there as a singer. So I kind of just read the signs and thought, okay, maybe this is what I'm meant to do. And the more I did it, the more doors opened and the more platforms I was given. So I'm really grateful.
What has been the most amazing thing so far? I know you're just starting this journey and really starting to make a name for yourself, but what has been the most exciting part of this journey so far? Of this journey
Yeah,
so
the most
far?
exciting part. I think I've said there's been quite a few highlights, but for me, I remember a time, we were touring the Caribbean and much of the US. And I remember I went to a place in the Caribbean called Martinique. Now, people who are from Martinique will know Martinique know it's a French-speaking Caribbean colony.
Yeah.
So I went there, and I remember looking into the crowd, and we literally sang to like about 20,000 people at one festival. And I was singing my song, Hold My Hand. And I remember seeing people who didn't speak a word of English literally know the song word for word.
Wow.
Now, for me, that was so humbling because I thought, for the first time, it really sunk in how universal music is. Like, if people just feel it, they'll, even if they're from a different country, have a different language, they'll somehow catch on to it. So for me, that was really humbling. But there's been so many. I mean, performance with Bill Clinton, just so many things.
That's amazing. So what is about to come up? Now you're building a base of international fans. Especially here in the U.S. What is next for Rachel Kerr? What can we expect?
Wow, it's funny you say that. So much. I recently got nominated for quite a well-established award ceremony over here, the Mobos, which
Oh
is
my
so
goodness.
humbling. So we'll be doing that.
Yeah,
We'll be
that's
doing that
huge.
in November. Yeah, I'm really
huge.
grateful for that opportunity. What else are we doing? There's so many things. Like, we should be coming back to the US in November. We've got so many different tours and festivals, and a lot of people are knocking the door, so we're very humbled to just be accepting them all.
Who are some of your influences? For those that are, that are not familiar with your sound, who are the influences for Rachel Kerr?
I have so many. Probably the biggest influence for me has been my dad. I always say that he's the world's best undiscovered talent. Like, he was an incredible singer. He is an incredible singer, and just a great man as well. And I really believe my songwriting ability has come from him, because this man has a passion to write a song. So I really say my dad. I was influenced by quite a few old school kind of cats, so the likes of Tina Turner, James Brown, but just people who can put on a great show. They command music, but they put on a great show as well.
Yeah.
So many people. I mean, I love the vocals of the likes of Brandy. I grew up listening to Aaliyah, Destiny's Child, Monica, so many people.
Wow.
But really, for me, people who can command a stage as well as give a great vocal performance.
What can we expect from a Rachel Kerr show? I come to London.
It's funny you say that. Yeah, it's funny you say that. We actually had a concert this last week. It was the Rachel Kerr concert, and I think one thing that is evident about when I perform is that I love music, and I was that girl who was put on the stage to sing, and I couldn't keep still. So when you come to a Rachel Kerr show, it's not just about great vocals, although it's very important to be a great singer. I absolutely perform. So if you want fireworks, dance moves, really soulful performances, physical performances as well as vocal performances, I'm all about that. So all our shows are well choreographed but dynamic.
Wow.
So any concert you come to, be prepared to dance.
Okay. So Rachel, beyond the actual stage performance, what can we expect? And I heard "Hold My Hand," which I love, and it's definitely rooted in soul. But what can we expect from an actual album or EP or whatever you have coming next?
Sure. Okay. Well, we pretty much have recorded most of the songs for the upcoming album, and you can really expect a fusion of music. One thing I love is I love percussive music that has a great beat. There's something about the drum that, I don't know, as an instrument, it really is very emotive for me. I could literally write a song by just the drum beat. So quite drum-heavy songs, but at the same time, things that are really inspirational. Like, I cover everything from ladies being heartbroken to loving themselves to just being out having a great time with your girls. And there's so many things I speak about, but they're real-life experiences, but still have, obviously, a commercial edge. You can really dance them and make them your own.
Definitely. Rachel, anytime we have singers come here on the show, and I mean, next time you're here in the States, I'm going to have to see you live, because I was just thrown. Because, every once in a while, we receive submissions all the time, but every once in a while, I'm looking for the artist. And I happened to just fall upon that Grape Juice Talk About You, and I was like, oh my goodness, who is this artist? Where is she from? So of course I did my research, and I was just, wow, your voice is incredible. I love the new video for Hold My Hand. Can you sing a little bit for our audience?
Of course. I've literally just come from a show and rehearsal, so I should be warmed up. If not, don't blame me. But basically, so Hold My Hand goes. I could be a big band movie star with money and awards and a shiny car. Yeah. I could travel across the world in a limousine. But if you ain't by my side, then what does it mean? Yeah. Hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand. I'm nothing without you. I'm nothing without you. I'm nothing without you.
Rachel Kerr here on TKI at Thank Campus Friday. Rachel, first of all, there's something about your voice that just climbs down the spine and shakes you.
Oh, thank you.
First of all, I love that song, and we're going to play it. But tell us, what is that song about for you? Where did that song come from?
Sure, and funny enough, I wrote it about 3 years ago, and my brother had just started playing the bass, and I literally had him in the living room just doom, 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 and so, okay, and there's something about just the bass notes that made me realize that, there's something about this song that's when I started writing, I realized there was something, greater than me writing through me. And I realized that every single person on this earth has that vulnerable time when we need something or someone greater than us, or just someone to support us through life. And even in the music video, it's supported by just loads of different people from different backgrounds, all being connected by one video. So for me, I'm speaking to my family, I'm speaking to God, I'm speaking to my best friends and saying, listen, Rachel Kerr, I can only do so much by myself. We all need somebody or something greater than us to help us through life. So that's where I wrote it from.
Wow, that's amazing. Rachel, what exactly do you want to do? What is next for you? What do you want to do in your career?
Oh, wow. I'm somebody who's naturally ambitious. I love to know that I'm doing the best I can. I feel we're fulfilling my best potential. And for me, it's really, I believe a lot of what I write, and a lot of the music that's on the album, and a lot of music we do, really is a message for the world to hear. So I've always said that in terms of my music, I'd love to go to international platforms where people from Japan to the US to the UK can really hear what we're saying and celebrate the music, because, as I said, it's a universal. Everyone can take something from it. So for me, I really believe the sky's the limit, but internationally, just celebrating our music with everyone across the world is an ultimate dream.
What has been the response from, your little town back home?
Sure. It's so funny. It's such a sleepy town, and it's really small as well. So there are the two kind of reactions. Number one, everybody kind of knows you, your family, and everybody there knows you, and anyone who knows your family knows of you. But because it's so small and it's so far from being city, people really don't care. So when you go home, it's great because I live in London, which is, as everyone knows, is a huge city, which is so fast-paced, and everyone has, there's so much involvement. When I go home, it literally is to rest because, as I said, we're so removed from the fast-paced mainstream pop culture that everyone just is carrying their own lives, very quiet. So it's great because everyone knows you and is looking out for you, but at the same time, they know Rach from back in the day before she started singing, so they don't really believe the hype. So it's great to go home and just rest away from all the hype.
You mentioned a little bit earlier in the interview that, you came from the church. Did your family have reservations of you approaching more secular music?
Funny enough, not at all. My parents have always, people ask me that a lot, and my parents are ministers, and they believe the principles of the word. But one thing they do know is that in order to, expand the word and just to be a great person, you need to reach everybody from all backgrounds. And they have said to me that as long as you know who you are and whose you are, go out, sing your music as, you're given, and just be a great example. And sometimes people don't understand that. If you're from a church background, you're automatically supposed to be singing gospel music to many people. But for me, it's about the message of the music being positive and you being an example. And although I can't boast of being a role model for everybody, one thing I can say is that I believe I was shown the right way, and it's only right for me to be an ambassador the way I was shown. So, yeah, they're so supportive. They keep me in prayer, and they're fine.
Most definitely. It's definitely a challenging career to have, being in entertainment. What has been the biggest challenge for Rachel Kerr?
It was basically, I thought the stamina to be in the business is probably one of the most challenging things. Reason being, as I said, I've always been singing, either in church, in school, or youth clubs. But when you're now doing it as a profession, so 24/7, and you're doing shows every night. If you're not doing shows, you're doing meet and greets, you're doing interviews. For me, it's not having the ability, it's having the stamina to do it as frequently as you do. And that can be challenging because when everyone goes home, you're in your room by yourself, inhaling steam, taking all these lozenges and herbal tea to make sure that your instrument is always tip-top. And that's a lot of pressure. But no, thankfully, with a lot of rest, a lot of prayer, a lot of rehearsals, and just rest as well, you're given the stamina you need.
And Rachel, every Friday night, we have a question of the night. So we're going to pose the question to you, and you can give us a quick answer.
Okay.
Can you truly be in love with more than one person at the same time?
That's such a great question. I believe that because love is such a pure thing, it's such a pure and undiluted, and it takes so much energy. It literally, I believe, if you love somebody, you truly love somebody, you give them your all. I struggle to know how you can give every bit of you to more than one person. That's energy. That's emotional, physical, that's energy. I believe you can love more than one person, but to truly be in love with somebody, I can't, if I'm giving you my all, I don't know how I can half that.
Yeah.
I don't know how I can half all of me with two people. So me personally, I believe if you truly, with your all, love somebody, you can only really give all that energy to one person. But again, that's a love between a man and a woman. I know many mothers love their children. I like to say my mum loves me as much as she does my brother. So it depends on what kind of love you're giving. But as I said, if it's a mother's love, of course you can give that to more than one child. But if it's a man and a woman, I'd like to believe you can only give that to one person.
Mm-hmm. Rachel Kerr, thank you so much for taking the time out to do this interview. Good luck to you at the Mobo Awards. We're excited for you.
Thank you so much.
And excited for, new music. When can we expect more music from you?
You can absolutely expect new music in the new year. We're having a concert at the end of this year, so probably in November, December time, where we're going to be showcasing more of the music. But next year, absolutely, we'll be putting out some more new music for you guys.
And so for now, everyone can just download Hold My Hand, right?
You can download Hold My Hand. My EP, Back to Music, is online. It's on iTunes.
Okay.
Rachel Kerr, Back to Music. That was released last January. And of course on Twitter, Rachel Kerr Music. I've got all my tweets and I'm sending out new music on that all the time.
Most definitely. Rachel Kerr here on KEMPIRE Radio. It's TKIF and Kemp It's Friday. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Oh, thank you.